Hey guys, Omni here. When we thought we were done with WandaVision, it just keeps on coming. Screen Junkies has just dropped their honest trailer for this past season of WandaVision. I thought it'd be kind of fun to dive in this with you guys. We did the pitch meeting, which was quite enjoyable. If you haven't seen Screen Rant's Ryan George do his pitch meeting series, go check those out. If you haven't seen any of these honest trailers, I also highly recommend checking them out over at Screen Junkies. Some funny things they put together in these videos, man. It's always a hoot. But that being said, I thought it'd be fun to dive into this a little bit, just since we got Falcon and the Winter Soldier around the corner, and we got some time here before Zack Snyder's Justice League drops in 2 days from now. So yeah, let's fill it up and have a good time, get some laughs in, and see what we got. Let's go ahead and pull it up. And here we go.
Is rated S for spoilers.
Do you like TV shows? How about a TV show about some TV shows? About some TV shows that is a TV show watched by the characters inside a TV show. WandaVision, the TV show. You said, huh, when they bonded over their vaguely defined superpowers.
I'm still me, I think.
Do you know, I don't know what this is.
You said, oh, okay, when they dated for 2 years off camera.
Wanda, for 2 years, we've stolen these moments.
And you thought, well, I guess that's over, when this happened. But ever since Cap left Bucky for this homewrecker, Wanda and Vision are the closest thing Marvel has to a healthy relationship. Even though she's torturing a small town with her mind.
Kind of true.
We have your nightmares.
Your grief is poisoning us.
And he's her imaginary vibrator programmed only to love.
You can't control me the way you do.
Me and Pepper.
Can't I?
And Tony, kinda.
Watch this power couple cosplay through some of history's most delightful sitcoms. From Modern Family.
It's probably just a case of the Mondays.
To Malcolm in the Middle.
Mom's been weird since Uncle Pietro got here.
To the shows boomers love because they literally had no other options.
Take out the papers and the trash!
Hey, I enjoyed these shows.
But every once in a while, this supercomputer manages to calculate something about all this might not be on the up and up.
I have questions. What is it? How did this happen? She came here because we're all what? What was that about? What weren't you telling me? Why are there no other children in Westfield?
Am I dead?
Why would you think that?
Because you are.
Because the big question of the series isn't so much what's gonna happen, but more, what the is even happening?
I don't know, and I don't know.
In a story that's really about Wanda's grief and finding acceptance. The acceptance that no matter how original a Marvel thing starts off, it still has to end with a sky beam and 2 CGI dolls throwing particle effects at each other. It's just so meaningful. This reminds me of my own struggles. I'm sorry, I just need a second. But there's more to the show than an expanding bubble of sadness that makes America great again. Step outside the hex to meet characters like Darcy, the latest phase of Marvel's image rehab campaign for Thor: The Dark World. Jimmy Woo, the only cop who's also into close-up magic that anyone could ever love. And Monica Rambeau, who grows from a knowing commentary on TV's Black Best Friend trope into an actual example of TV's Black Best Friend trope.
They'll never know what you sacrificed for them.
And finally, into a superhero who could one day become Marvel's first Black Best Friend trope. In space! Together, they'll take on some brand new villains, like this generic military jerk-ass, Dottie, who... Actually, Dottie doesn't really matter. And the head witch in charge, Agatha Harkness, a well-brewed concoction of 1 part Maleficent and 2 parts Cruella de Vil.
And I killed Sparky, too.
That's a good mashup.
Blind you to the fact that her plan doesn't make a ton of sense, and her past implies that the Salem witch trials were kinda onto something, despite what her absolute bop of a theme song claims.
It's been Agatha all along.
She barely knows what's going on either.
I need you to tell me how you did this.
I couldn't make heads or tails of it.
It's been Wanda's repressed trauma all along, but Agatha kinda nudged her in that direction. Doesn't exactly top the charts though, huh? Are you a hardcore Marvel fan? Then you know WandaVision wasn't meant to be enjoyed. But dissected frame by frame to predict what's coming next, as this show spawned a QAnon-style army of forecasters who were so sure that Mephisto was behind it all.
The devil's in the details, Bev.
That's not the only place he is.
Just a deep-cut Easter egg. Evan Peters.
Oh, I didn't even know about that
of
one.
The multiverse. Wrong. Just an elaborate boner joke.
Boner.
And
That
the
still
last
hurts.
episode had to have a Luke Skywalker level cameo.
I work with this actor that I have always wanted to work with.
Oh!
And we have fireworks together.
Giving himself head instead. Why can't you just accept the fact that the big bad for the MCU's first Disney Plus series was grief? Does Feige have to spell it out on an announcement board or something?
Wanda versus
So if you've
Grief.
been feeling sad and hopeless lately and just want to mentally check out and fill all the voids in your life with garbage TV, catch the story of a superhero who does pretty much exactly that. And at the end of the day, after all the trauma, follow her to the place all Marvel characters go once their arcs are done.
The next movie?
Some lonely-ass cabin
Oh.
in the woods.
See, that's the one it reminded me of. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Starring, I'm a witch, I'm a mother, an avenger had a brother. Wanda's nose scrunch.
I'll see you at curtain call. That was radical.
Get the skin thing.
Cuddles and kisses between his little ears.
Weekend at Betney's. What white nonsense is this? Agatha Crispy. A Spectrum representative will arrive anytime between the hours of 1 and 9 p.m. Boner. Save the cat. Woo's Cruise.
Oh.
Ralph.
The only way Ralph would remember our anniversary is if
God,
there was a beer
she
named
would
Juice
wreck Ralph.
Chicken. What Ralph could really use is how to goose your wife so you don't lose your wife. Ralph looks better in the dark, so I'm not complaining. Not that Ralph ever wants anything other than paint. Just plays a lot of personal appeal, mind you. You sure you don't want an audience volunteer named My Husband Ralph? Oh.
Hey, where'd you blow me? Wanda's twin powers activate. Going through hex.
That was a good one.
And what is this show, if not joy disappearing?
Do you have a brother, Mom? He's far away from here, and that makes me sad sometimes.
He was killed by Ultron.
Maria died 3 years ago.
Before what? I can't remember my life before Westview. I don't know who I am.
You probably suppressed a lot of the trauma.
You're so crippled by your own self-doubt.
All you people who left still have the luxury of optimism. You have no idea what it was like.
All is lost.
The one humanizing moment I had for Hayward.
Completely alone. Endless nothingness.
So much trauma.
It can't all be sorrow, can it?
Parents dead. Brother dead. Vision dead.
I have a daughter. If you could just let her out of her room. If I could just hold her. I can't feel you. Thanks
God.
for choosing me to be your mom. You are my sadness.
Hex in the city.
Oh my God, I love it. Holy
If Wanda ever needs backup, she
Jesus
should just call her neighbor
Christ.
from Lethal Weapon.
I'm too old for this.
Hey, Screen Junkies, are you the ultimate MCU fan? Click the
that
link to
was really, really good. Oh my God, that cracked me up more than I kind of thought it was going to. There was a couple of moments in there where I was just like, yeah, okay. I'm just kind of nodding along. And then there's every once in a while, there's this one that just hits me right in the spot that makes me laugh to the point where seriously, just trying to stop, it hurt my jaw, started giving me a headache. I swear to God, one of these days, I'm just going to have an aneurysm laughing. Or taking a shit. Whichever one comes first. Despite all the fan theory stuff, and I know there's still a lot of people really shaky on the whole thing, at the end of the day, it was just Wanda's story. I still thought that they could wiggle in some of those ideas into this without distracting from it. Just seeds. That's all I wanted. Confirmation and seeds. And there's still some of those could be grown and blossomed later. But who knows? In the end, I like what they did. I like the show. It was quality television. we didn't react to obviously the the behind the scenes. I mean, I know I did with the Mandalorian, but I just needed I just needed some time to myself, guys. That's all it was. I watched it, all the work and the love and everything that went into the show, man. I can't fault them for it, man. It was a tall order just for it to be as good as it was, to be honest, with the premise that it had. They executed it in, I think, one of the best ways they had. Now, we all, obviously, you can tell, and they even mention in an interview with Matt Shackman, who's the director, as well as, as well as the behind the scenes, that they were still kind of working on this as they were going. He revealed, talking to Kevin Smith, that they were still editing the show up to 2 weeks before the finale was releasing. They were still editing everything they had shot. So, because they were doing it like that, which isn't the best way to work, because originally this show, I think, was supposed to come out as like the third. Like this show was originally supposed to come out after Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but because of all the movies getting shifted around and all the dates getting moved around, this show actually got pushed up and was the first one to release. So I guess that's one of the reasons they were like, okay, crap, well, we got to get this thing out and ready, which, might not have been the best decision on their part. And there were 10 episodes originally, apparently, which got trimmed down to 9 to make it flow better. But we lost Demon Scratchy was confirmed to be a subplot. Ralph, they still kind of seem to have kind of been hinting that maybe he would have been more. There was even a version of the show that would have not had, there's an edit of the show that didn't have Agatha as the big bad at the end, that would have had some other thread in there. But as they were filming, as they were writing, they felt it more natural to have her be the only villain, which I get, but it feels like because they did it that way, they left in a lot of these clues that ended up going down these roads that led to nowhere. And that is, at the end of the day, kind of on their fault, especially knowing now, because of the behind the scenes and these interviews, that they left these setups intentionally in there. And he mentions that too, that, they left a lot of setups that end up not going anywhere because they ended up chopping those storylines altogether. And we don't know how many or what necessarily, aside from the Senior Scratchy reveal of that rabbit being Agatha's familiar, her demon familiar. It was actually going to transform into a demon and attack the gang, the kids in the house, when they tried to steal the Darkhold when they get free. But that whole segment got cut because they were worried about it distracting from Wanda's story. And again, all of this could have just distracted from Wanda's story, and I get that. But at the end of the day, it was a beautiful, beautiful story about grief, superheroes, and just, passion for sitcom, man. I loved it to death, man. Of course, there's other themes in there that I'm just like blanking on at the moment. It's been a little while since we've kind of checked out from the show for a little bit. I mean, has it really? It's been less than 2 weeks. What am I saying? I just can't remember shit because I'm getting old. Anyway, I loved it. For all of its flaws, I loved the show. I would still give it like a 9 out of 10. Even coming off of it, even still feeling a little bit of the boner joke in my backside a little bit. But yeah, I mean, that's all it is, man. That's all it comes down to, guys. Yeah, so I hope you stick around because we are going to be diving into Falcon and the Winter Soldier this Friday when it comes out. So we'll be doing reactions to those episodes each Friday. So I hope to see you guys there. If you're not subscribed already, thank you guys so much for you all who are. And a big shout out to a legend of the channel, Mandy Sherritt. You're fantastic, as well as everybody else who's been supporting the channel over on Patreon, sounding off in the comments, liking the videos, joining the Discord. It's been a lot of fun, guys. Thank you so much for all of your love and support, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care, everybody.